Renewing a home can be a very exciting moment, but if it's done by the wrong team, it can be a terrible experience. If you want to renovate your home, but one of your concerns is to find good people who will work on your house, in this video I will explain how interior designers select contractors to work with them and how I've developed the most important rules to find a good company to work on a renovation project. Whether you are painting your living room or you are renovating your bathroom, finding the right people to work in your home is essential for the work to be done properly and within your timelines and budget. To know what to look for in a good contractor, it's important to understand that although there is an infinite number of issues that can be created on a renovation project, I have found that they are all driven by few wrong ways of work and characteristics of certain contractors. The issues can be in the thousands, but the real root causes can be counted on one hand. I've identified the three most common ones. If you can recognize even only one of them in a contractor you're dealing with, it's better to just run away as soon as possible. The first one is rush. Many contractors tend to take on as many projects as they receive and don't realize they don't have time to follow them properly. They're not bad people, they're just not organized, but at our home expense. Rush can leave very important details behind. For example, after days of painting a wall, the paint can start to blister. This happens because the wall wasn't properly cleaned before applying the paint and some dust or debris remained under the surface. The second aspect is missing skills. We are on YouTube here and we can find an in bracket 10 steps guide for everything. You can watch 10 hours of videos and be a plumber, an electrician, or even an interior designer. But are you a good one? Do you have the right basis of competence after few videos? Improvisation is very common in construction. You just can't offer a good service after a few hours of tutorials or even with improvisation. If you need a very particular job to be done, make sure this is something the contractor has done before and spend more time asking them for information and details. It will save time for you later. Missing management. Another important characteristic of bad contractors, one of the most understated one, is when work management is missing. A project manager is a person who organizes the work and coordinates the different people on a site. She's a highly qualified figure who monitors and controls the project and makes sure that everyone is doing their job properly, and that the projects are completed on time and in an efficient way. In London, many residential contractors that make renovations are company made of a few people, 3 to 5 plus subcontractors. As you can understand, if proper management is missing, this can result in a plumber installing a toilet in the wrong position on one site and then a bookshelf being scratched during delivery on another site. So to summarize, rush, missing skills and missing proper management are the main drivers of bad quality service and can lead to an infinite number of issues. But how can we recognize and avoid these aspects? And how we can find a good team with maybe the opposite ones? Let's see what we can focus on. Try to understand how the company is organized and speak directly with the project manager. As we have seen, the project manager is the main point of contact of the project for you and the company team and for the supplier. Is the project manager a good leader? What's your feedback on her? Try to understand how the project manager will be involved in the work and how she relates to the rest of the team and with the rest of her managers. If you're hiring a small company, the company owner may be the project manager. Understand if they have time for you, especially if you're dealing with a small company. There's a chance that you'll be speaking to the owner. Feel free to ask them how many projects they are working on and which type of projects. If in 2 hours their phone rings many times, like 20 times, it means they're very busy. And if they don't reply, it means that someone there is waiting for an important reply. In a few weeks, yours can be one of the missing calls. Precision. You can understand how a person is precise by many things. Have they a arrived on time for the appointment is not a confirmation of quality, but it's a good sign. Do they send clear and honest emails? Again, it's a good sign. Quotations, for example. A very detailed quote is a positive sign for two reasons. First, it explains the price of every single work, preparation cost, wall demolition cost, debris collection, wall construction, and so on. And second, it's important because if you have an issue with any particular phase of the project, you know the exact amount of the cost you can claim. Endorsements and certifications are confirmation of the skills. There are many federations and associations for different people involved. For builders, for example, is the Federation of Master Builders or the National Federation of Builders. And then there are so many for plumbers, electricians, and so on. These associations are good, as if something happens, you have someone you can complain to, and usually they run a lot of checks on their members. Ask your contractor company to guarantee that every subcontractor, especially plumbers and electricians, is registered on one of these associations. Coherence here is very important. Manage your expectation. A bad contractor for you, for example, can be a very good contractor for someone else. Check their portfolio and see the project they have done. Are they the same level as your project? In Italy we say don't make weddings with dried figs only. It means don't try to accomplish something spending less than what you should. Don't expect someone who makes cheap projects to be a precise contractor when they work within your home. They will never be. We have already talked about missing skills. So find people with skills and experience to work on your project. If you want a high-end, find a high-end supplier. A supplier specialized with high-end projects knows exactly what a client is expecting in terms of quality and in terms of level of details, for example. Talking about coherence, I would spend few words on costs. Everyone likes saving money, but sometimes we need to spend the right amount of money if we want the right amount of quality, or if we want to save money in the future. Ask for a quotation to at least 3 contractors and pay them to visit you one more time if unsure. I know I've said that already, but the more time you talk to someone, the more you understand how they work and how they act. Understand costs. Renovation costs can seem very high, but contractor companies have huge costs. Good materials, vans, taxis, tools, insurance. These are just few of the many costs a contractor company has. If you find a company happy to cut their costs to work on your project, think that they are cutting on some of these, or worse, on the quality of their job. To conclude, rush, missing skills, and management are the main drivers of a bad work. If you find companies with skilled and properly managed people who will do accurate work in your home, you are in good track to having your home renovated to your expectation. I hope this video helped you to have a clearer idea of how to find a good contractor and, more important, how to avoid a bad one. If you like the video, just hit like, and if you want to know more, just subscribe. Thank you and see you next time.